Hey, hey, happy Friday. How are you guys? Hello, hello. Jennifer Positivity, thank you for becoming a member. I think you were a member already. I know you were, actually. Hey, Lauren Marie, 2 months. You're actually, I believe, almost at 3 months because you were one of my first members. So thank you very much. How are you guys? Hey, Georgie. Christoph Van always. Mare, good to see you guys. April, good to see you. Sheba, always a pleasure. Nurse Jen, hey. Hey, sweets. Hey, Pippi. It's good to see you. I know. I'm like, Petty, Pippi. I've called her both. Hope you guys are doing well. So I kept going back and forth on I'm still going to cover Waco, but I'm going to sign up and pay what I need to pay to get the soundboard. And I think Georgie may help read transcripts so it's not just boring old me and make it a little bit more fun. And then I'm just going to pay for the voice changer once I can figure it out. So I can. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, Nurse Jen. I appreciate that very much. Just to make it something different and fun. So I do plan to do that, but when it comes to multiple conversations like transcripts, it's always, I don't know, makes it more entertaining when you have to look at stuff like that. So, Georgie, yeah, you got to play a part. I can't just sit here and be like, Brian said this, and oh yeah, that Riley Strain stuff. That's so sad. It's really sad. I didn't think that there was going to be a good outcome with that, but you always hope for the best, you know? Is the voice changer expensive? I'm not totally sure. They aren't clear on the pricing. Like, it's not actually, I couldn't find it on their website without signing up for the free thing. And hey, artsy nurse, but I don't really care. Whatever it is, I'll pay it. Hey, Cooch. I mean, if it's makes it entertaining, whatever. So, and I'm usually pretty good at finding discount codes and things like that if I need to. So, I don't know what voices they are, but I guess we'll find out, huh? Maybe it's something funny. Hopefully. So, and it'll connect straight to my Stream Deck, so then I could just use a button and switch voices. I don't know. I have a suspicion that Emily Baker uses the exact same thing, but that's just, I suspect she does. So I've got my tea and honey and water with me, and I'm home alone. So I got a voice changer from Amazon for $20 a few years ago. I mean, I've got so much stuff, like electronic stuff for streaming already connected on my desk as it is. I don't even know if I could. And it just works out better if it's just already on all my streaming, because my whole streaming stuff is already connected to my Stream Deck. So I don't know. It would just make it so much easier if there's already something that is built for it. So, hey, Shyla, you don't need to be in the bushes anymore. I I know that you wrote me back, and I need to open that. I apologize, and thank you for responding to me. And I apologize, I haven't written you back yet, but I do appreciate that. So, Um, it's good to see you here. It really is. Let me get on my laptop now so I can see. Oh, you can't see anything? Well, that makes it tough to um, see the screen. You should use your voice changer if you have one, Cooch. That'd be fun. That would be fun. So, excuse me. The Charles Manson case. This, I didn't realize how I knew Sharon Tate was pretty, but I didn't realize she was this pretty as she is in the photo you see now. Like, she's stunning. No worries, Shyla. She's beautiful. And she reminds me a lot of Lindsay Chrisley in some way. I can't quite pin it, but some of the pictures that I scrolled past when I was looking for photos for a thumbnail, I stopped because I thought it was Lindsay Chrisley. She looks a lot like her. I don't know if Lindsay Chrisley's ever been told she looks like her, but she looks a lot like her. Oh my gosh, it just burnt my mouth. Ugh, it's hot. One of his followers, yeah, I saw. She did just get paroled. She did, yeah. Sure did. I do have a brief history. And, part of doing this kind of historical research on cases is like, I think in modern media, I get so weary about what's fact, and what's just feeding a narrative in the way that they want it to be. And so I start second guessing everything that comes out. And it's unfortunate that I think that way now, but so when I started reading and researching it, I went and picked up some information from the Smithsonian, but and I would hope to God the Smithsonian isn't putting out false information, but, uh, and I have been getting stuff from the National Archives recently as well. So, because I don't know, mainstream media is just in my opinion, I'm having a hard time trusting it. So, but most of you guys are familiar with Charles Manson. I think most people are, correct? Or my mom was always so very interested in this case. I guess Sharon went to the same small town high school as your mom. Oh, wow. That's a small world. Hey, Valty. I know notifications are really, really weird. I don't know if you guys saw or not, but if you are a member, it was really late. It was almost midnight. I posted a short last night. And I really debated. I'm like, do I actually post this or do I not post this? And I uploaded it as unlisted. And I sent it to Vault and I said, do I actually post this? Do I make this members? Because I knew I wanted to post it on members. And I was like, do I actually do it? Do I not do it? Do I do it? Do I not do it? Because this is the most I've ever put out about myself. And um, and I was like, you know what? I've moved on. I'm just doing it. So if you're a member, there is now a short out there. So I don't know if I'll regret it later, but the shit's out of the horse. So I just wanted to let you guys know in case you didn't see that, because it was really late. Hey, William. Hey, Jendi. And also, I know that Jesse James I think Lauren Marie wanted Jesse James. I'm also gonna do Jesse James, but I'm gonna do something a little bit different with that case as well. I'm actually going to go to Jesse James's I know where his house was or is. There's a Jesse James museum. I'm gonna go out there. I've never been there and I've always thought about it. So I figure why not? My husband said that I can take his GoPro off of his um, motorcycle helmet and um, take that with us. So he'll go with me and we can go check it out. So we'll go do that. I'll probably need to, I know those GoPros are pretty good for stabilization. I mean, at least when he rides his motorcycle, I can see all his videos and they look pretty good, but um, I don't know. I don't know if I still need to get a gimbal for that or not. So I might do that beforehand because I every time I see videos of people walking and they're up and down, up and down, up and down, I can't. It makes me sick. So hey, Claire. But I thought that would be a cool way to incorporate something a little bit more with the case. So, hey, Chantal. So, if we are good to go, hey, don't say much. I always want to call you by your other name that you used to have, but I don't really know. I don't want to be inappropriate if you've changed your name. So, alrighty. Let me share my screen. Do you guys need me to go over? Are you guys all familiar with Charles Manson, or do you need a brief? Hey, Michelle, or Michelle, Maria. I don't know why I said I don't even have a Michelle in the chat. I don't think. Um, do you guys need a brief history on Charles Manson at all? Or most of you guys pretty well familiar with him? Oh, Chantal, I started looking up some Canadian crimes as well today, so I did not forget about you. If you want a brief, even of, you know who he is? Okay. Funny thing, I was named after Sharon Tate's character, Jennifer North from Valley of the Dolls. I've never seen that movie. I should probably watch it. I always feel weird watching movies after someone has passed. Like, I have yet to watch any Fast and Furious movies since Paul Walker passed away. I don't know. I can't do it. I haven't watched Mrs. Doubtfire since Robin Williams passed away. Hey, Danny. Good to see you. Really good to see you. I took my whoop, chat went fast. GoPro zip lining and snow tubing with just the head mount it came with. It came out great. Oh, well, that's good to know. Maybe I don't need one then. My dog has a GoPro mount that goes onto her back. And oh my God, trying to watch that back, I thought I was going to throw up. It was terrible. But it was when we first got it, and I don't even know what the settings were on it. So, but, and I also thought that coming up, I might do some pre-records as well. So, for cases, if there's something, um, like some quick breakdowns, or if there's some files that I have that are not very big, like some of them are like I have, I have John Wayne Gacy, like his file's not that big. Some of them are pretty small. So those might be good for pre-records. So let me share my screen. Make that bigger. Paul Bernardo and what is that? Oops, I can't see. Carla Homolka is a good Canadian case. Huh, I'll write that down. Because the only thing is you guys have such strict laws about obtaining records. Bernardo. Sorry, guys, I'm just writing this down. Oop. I found all of the Lizzie Borden stuff too from everything on her case. So, okay, here we go. Let me. This one just starts off. Oh, let me switch to my tea. Hold on. Oh, it's so hot though. Okay. If you guys weren't here for my last stream, I have to see a specialist. They think I either have a voice paralysis, which I didn't know was a thing, or I have like a node on my voice box, which I didn't know was a thing either. So that's fun. Okay, here we go. Back to the subject. This is, let me see, is there a date on this one? August. Wait, is this actually. Stamp on it is 1969, August 14th. Okay, this, it strikes me as like a second page, but I guess not. It says Los Angeles, a 6-man team of police detectives today probed 2 macabre murder cases which bore startling similarities, senseless, savage stabbings with almost ritualistic overtones. Senseless, savage stabbings with. Oh, wait, hold on. I just read that. Police maintained there was no direct physical evidence to connect the stabbing deaths of a middle aged couple Sunday, the mass murder Saturday of actress Sharon Tate and her 4 guests at a secluded estate. But an officer said, quote, "It was unusual to have the same team on 2 cases unless there's an indication the cases are linked," end quote. The sole suspect in the Tate murders, William Garrettson, 19, a caretaker at the Benedict Canyon home leased by the actress, was released yesterday. After his only suspect walked out of police headquarters, Inspector Harold Yarnell said, quote, "There is not sufficient evidence to hold Garrettson. There is no reason to suspect him." Detectives today lean toward the theory the stabbings Sunday. Hold on, let me move my mic. It's in the way. Sorry. Detectives today lean toward the theory the stabbings Sunday of market owner Leon La Bianca and his wife Rosemary in their home might be a, quote, copy, end quote, by a new assailant of the earlier murder. Um, did you guys know that they took down the home and built a huge, like, multi-million-dollar mansion in place of that home? It's huge. It's massive. It's a beautiful looking home, and it's owned by, oh god, it was owned by. It's a big name too. I can't remember who bought it. But anyways, they tore it down and built a huge home on it, and the owner said that, there's no activity or anything because of it. Yeah. And I can't read this handwriting down here. There is some good cursive in it. Now don't. The value is in the land in that area. Structures are temporary. Yeah, the home is ginormous. Now don't let. Yeah, okay. I'm just not even going to try to read that. Do you guys want me to make these documents available to you guys after I'm done? Oh, yeah, that's it. The producer of Full House. Thank you so much, Artsy Nurse. I appreciate you saying that because I could not remember who it was. I knew it was a big name of someone. If you guys want me to make these available to you after I'm done with them, I can. I can definitely do that for you. Especially if I'm not going through every single piece and you want to actually see the whole document. So this is dated. I don't want to make you dizzy, but August 12th, 1969 is when it was collected. And it looks like, oh, interesting. You see how they have the newspaper? Whoops, I colored everything. Over here on the right-hand side on which newspaper it was. A link or a PDF is good. Yeah, I've been saving. I mean, everything's in PDF, but I can definitely upload all these files or I can make one bulk folder and then put each case file into its own folder and then just upload as I go along. And then you have all the cases together in one folder and you can pick whichever case file you want. I can do that. I'm not stingy. Okay, this is 2 new murders linked to slayings of 5. August 11th, homicide detectives fanned across this sprawling city today, checking similarities between the murders of actress Sharon Tate and 4 others and the bizarre deaths of a married couple a dozen miles away. At the time, the only person found alive at the estate were Miss Tate and the others were slain was released from custody. Wait, where Miss Tate and the others were slain was released from custody. The same person found alive at the estate. Did they? Okay. The 5 bodies at the blonde actress's home in Benedict Canyon Saturday were mutilated by multiple knife wounds, as were the bodies of market owner Leno Bianca, 44, and his wife, Rosemary, 38. The bodies were discovered Sunday night in their Silver Lake home, which was owned by Walt Disney. Oh, I did not know that. Huh. The word pig was scrawled in blood on the door of Miss Tate's home, and the words death to pigs was dubbed on the refrigerator door in the La Bianca home. William E. Garrettson, 19, a caretaker at the home, leased by Miss Tate and her man Polanski, was released because of insufficient evidence against him. Was he? Wait, her man, was he a suspect? I didn't realize he was ever a suspect. Huh. He underwent a lie detector test and extensive questioning after he was arrested Saturday. Let's knifed and shot to death with Miss Tate were hairstylist I can't read that name. Coffee heiress. I think Ash something Folger, 26. Writer something Frykowski, 37. Stephen Parent, 18, who police said was a friend of Garrettson and had visited him at the estate the night of the slayings. Sebring was found with a black hood over his head. He and Miss Tate were joined by a knotted white cord around their necks. Jesus. Police said both LaBiancas had been knifed repeatedly and their makeshift hoods over their heads. In addition to series of X marks had been carved on LaBianca along with the word war. A fork protruded from his body. The LaBiancas were not known to have any connection with the show business set. Good God, monsters. Oop. I have a. If you guys haven't seen the home itself, let me know. I have a picture of it. I didn't realize it was that bad. I didn't look up their like for crime scene photos or anything like that. Jeff Franklin. I know I had a I looked up the victims earlier, but I've looked up so many cases this afternoon, I can't remember. And I even had a notebook too, and I didn't even write them down. They just went on a murder spree. You know, Charles Manson, I don't know if they actually did get married before, but he was engaged to this woman who was in her 20s, and pictures of her, she had an X on her forehead. I saw that. Yeah, she was pregnant, and I think they got charged with that too. And I did come across pictures of her pregnant. Let me see something real quick. I'm just looking real quick to see how many pages of. Okay, we're on page 5, and there is. It goes to page 17 of newspaper articles. Do you want to keep going with the newspaper articles, or do you want to go to the actual file? I'll let you guys decide. I don't care either way. It's up to you guys. I recently got a hold of Mike. Abigail Folger. Abigail, that's what it is. Yes. 28 times. That's crazy. I don't know how anybody, hey, Sarah Z, I don't know how anybody can do that to another human. And it's just, I don't know. I read that Charles Manson had no father figure. His mom was a teenage mom, which I'm not going to judge that. I had kids young, and that he never knew his father, which is sad. But it's also not uncommon these days. So also sad. Hey, Debbie. Good night, Sarah. I know I need next month. I'm going to try to go live earlier because I know a lot of people go to bed early. Had to be drugs? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's not normal. So you guys want to go over articles or jump to the reports? It's up to you guys. You let me know. Actually touch those files with white gloves. I did photocopies. The Manson file? Terry Melcher and Candace Bergen. Was it the Brady Bunch house or exact replica of the Brady Bunch house was for sale not that long ago. You wanna see the articles? Okay, no worries. I just wanna make sure. I just hate to review something if it's not something you guys file report. I'm liking the articles. Okay, report. Oh gosh. I'll keep reading through a few more and then we'll check back in. How about that? I have not read Helter Skelter. Mm-mm. This one's, I mean, obviously pretty easy. Oop, that's Los Angeles police were investigating the striking similarities between mass murder of actress Sharon Tate and four others Saturday and the murder of a wealthy couple Sunday. Leno La Bianca, am I even pronouncing that right? I mean, it looks like Bianca, but I mean, at the same time, like I can't roll any of my letters. And wife Rosemary were found stabbed to death in their home about 12 miles from Sharon's rambling estate. Oh, that looked scary from first. Okay, that's random. Whoop. La Bianca were the owners of a grocery chain. Damn, you guys are way more knowledgeable. I just pulled the file, but I didn't go back on the history on these people. Manson incarceration before these murders. Manson was tops in the class. I heard that um, he was institutionalized in his 20s, I believe it was. And then he was so used to it that he asked to stay, which is unfortunate. Terror Tale HQ. This is from the news, whatever that is. August 11th, fantasy ruled not so long on the land where the gigantic 500 million complex of buildings called Century City now stands. Here, fake cowboys strutted along false fronted western streets, and phony explorers struggled through bogus African jungles. And the hell is this? Then it was the back lot of 20th Century Fox Studios, and thousands of men and women spent their. Is this regarding? This must be about her. Spent their days spinning fairy tales for the world's screens. Now the miniature city of the future is here, dominated by ultra modern hotel and Century Plaza. Today, Secret Service men and high police officials met in the hotel to consider the situation so extraordinary that der- derive derives I can't pronounce that. Eyebrows might have been raised if it had been offered at a story conference in the old days. Oh, my voice. I'm trying to figure out where this is going. Is this in relation to this at all? Um, it was. Can you? Yeah, you can. It was not enough that in 2 days a state diner or dinner would be held in the banquet room of the hotel for the three moon astronauts. It was not enough that President Nixon. Hold on. Let me see. Is this? I'm just trying to see if this is even about this. What the hell is this? Oh, yeah, okay, it is. This didn't it wasn't reading like it was even connected to this. I was very confused. Um, sorry, guys. D d duh. It was not enough that in 2 days a state dinner would be held in the banquet room of the hotel for the 3 Moon astronauts. It was not enough that President Nixon would be arriving from the summer White House down the coast at San Clemente. It was not enough that anti-war protest groups were planning a showdown with police outside the hotel. On top of all these security problems, local law enforcement officials were struggling with bizarre mass killings, an effort that was using their resources to the utmost. As the hunt went into the third day, police also had to deal with repeated demands from residents in isolated areas for additional police patrols. Nobody was using the word panic, but it was not far away early this morning as neighbors gathered in the what is salty darkness outside 3301 Waverly Drive in the Los Feliz section of the city. Waverly. That sounds familiar. From the roadway, they could just make out the smears of blood on the walls of the living room. One youngster had a pair of binoculars to bring to the scene into the pair of binoculars to bring the scene into closer focus. The bodies of Leno and Rosemary LaBianca were still inside, and detectives were starting work on the inevitable question. Was there a link between this and the killings of actress Sharon Tate and 4 others Friday night? Was a mad killer at large able to strike again and again? Okay. Um, One woman pulled her robe closer around her, hugging herself as if chilled, although the night was warm. Quote, I don't know what to do, she said. I can't sleep knowing whoever did this is still free. How can anyone go to sleep? I'll have to stand here all night. I feel better seeing that policeman at the gate. Later, a gray haired police inspector came out and said he did not think there was any connection between the two cases. If it meant as a if it was meant as a reassurance for the neighbors, it was not helpful. All it meant was that there was a uh, surefit reason of madness enough for 2 separate horrors. The enemy was within the gates, and nobody was safe. Ugh, Dad leads Frank to murder house. Debbie, you're like an encyclopedia on this. That's impressive. He was the DA on the case. I wonder if he abused animals when he was a kid. I bet he did. Okay. The similarities between the murders of Sharon Tate and 4 other persons and the slayings of Leno and Rosemary LaBianca gripped Movieland with terror yesterday. The new victims were discovered by Mrs. LaBianca's daughter, photo far left, okay, see nothing, and son by an earlier marriage. He was comforted by his father, right arrow, I'm assuming, yep, okay. Cops called murder carbon copies in map left. Tate, God, there it's like you need a red board of string here. In map left, Tate home is A. Okay, whatever. I know everyone does know so much. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Let me see. Bill A was in map left. Tate home is A. La Bianca home is B. A and B. Okay. Jeez. The neat tree-lined home of Leno and Rosemary La Bianca rises on gently sloping hilltop. She kind of looks like Gwyneth Paltrow there. Wearing eye-catching outfit, Sharon partied in London earlier in year. I feel like I was just reading like a TMZ from the 60s or something. Cat, I'm blocked and chat. Oh, you're not. I thought you were talking about this chat. Sorry. Okay, this one is the same. It looks like same news outlet. It says the news, unless that was just a basic thing back then. Let's see. Fears that sadistic maniac was on the prowl balloon today, following a report from the coroner's office that a married couple found brutally murdered in the secluded Hollywood home were killed, quote, in a manner closely related to savage murders of actress Sharon Tate and 4 other persons. It's a carbon copy of the earlier murders, said a police investigator of the health of grocery chain Air Leno La Bianca. Whoever said that in chat, you were absolutely right. Where'd it go? And his wife, Rosemary, who were found dead last night, 36 hours after the discovery of the bodies of Miss Tate and the others. A coroner's office spokesman disclosed his findings after viewing the bodies of the La Bianca couple. Full autopsies are still to be performed, as if they didn't know what happened to them, but okay. The latest murders threw the investigation of Sharon's slayings into chaos. Police, almost without clues in the death of Sharon, the wife of Polish film director Roman Polanski, working around the clock when they had to halt that investigation and turn their attention to the new killings. At least one suspect in the Tate case is still at large. A second suspect, William E. Garrettson, a 19-year-old caretaker at the Benedict Canyon estate, was released today without any charge pending against him. The latest victims were La Bianca, 44, an insurance agent, and his wife Rosemary, 38, 2 teenage children from a previous marriage of Mrs. La Bianca's. Frank and Susan Struthers came upon the grotesque scene as they returned home at 10:30 last night. Stunned police found strong similarity between the murders of the La Biancas and those at the Benedict Canyon estate. In the latest murders, the killer dipped a hand in his victim's blood and smeared the words "death to pigs" in footed high print across a living room wall. Police said the killer used the heel of his hand, apparently in an effort not to leave any fingerprints. Well, that's stupid. What an idiot. The same method was hold on. The same method was used in the earlier murders. On the door of Sharon's home, smeared in the blood, was the heel of a hand, was the word pig. LaBianca's body was sprawled on the floor, a big, heavy-set man. He was wearing trousers, but his white shirt had been ripped open, and a meat carving fork was stuck in his chest. Oh, God. The word war was carved on into his chest, apparently with the fork. Underneath the word, the killer had cut several X's into his body. A white pillowcase covered his head, and a lamp cord had been tied around his neck. His wife lay face down in the bedroom next to her bed. She was wearing a negligee which had been pulled over her head. Her back had been so badly mutilated that police could not at first determine whether she had been stabbed or beaten with a whip. Later, it was theorized that she had been stabbed with a bayonet-like weapon. Through the long night, frightened residents of Feliz stood on their lush lawns or came to the scene to watch police go in and out of the isolated single-story white stucco home. Though onlookers could get no nearer than the foot of the 100-foot driveway leading to the house, they watched detectives who stood silhouetted against a single house light as they dusted the front door for fingerprints. At one point, a neighbor brought out field glasses and focused through the open front door on the living room wall. He spelled out his findings to the small crowd, DEATH, the first bloody word of the message. Inch by inch search. At sunrise, 8 rookie policemen in t-shirts were driven to the scene. They were handed prods to begin an inch by inch search of the well-manicured lawn and guest house behind the main house. Jeez, Lord. That's intense. Oh, did I? Okay. The large house is flanked by even more plush estates. On the side, let me see. Actually, I think I'm going to zoom this part in because this article's so small. Hopefully you guys can see it better. Just so you guys can follow along. Let me take a sip of my tea real quick. Okay. The large house is flanked by even more plush estates. On the side, wait. What does that say? Does it say on the side? On the side is the enormous 3.5 million estate built by a broadcasting executive, Earl C. Anthony. When Sharon's body was found at her $200,000 red barn-styled home, a nylon cord was looped around her neck and around the neck of her former boyfriend. It was her former boyfriend. Hairdresser Jay Sebring, 35, who had a piece of black cloth wrapped like a bandage around his head. A police investigator said about the 2 sets of killings, there is a similarity, but whether it is the same person or just someone copying the Tate murders, we don't know. It's possible that someone read about the other killings and decided on the same kind of thing. One of the strongest leads in the hunt for Sharon's killer evaporated last night. Her fire engine red Ferrari was found in a Los Angeles garage. It apparently had taken it apparently had been taken there for repairs last week. Police thought the car might have been used for a getaway by the killer. Sharon and her 4 companions were killed Friday night or Saturday morning, savagely ending a party Sharon or was giving for her friends. Actually, I'm going to go back a little bit because it's harder to read that way. Okay. Garrettson took a 90-minute lie detector test at the police headquarters yesterday. Police said it was a favorable test, and he was returned to his cell as detectives sought to fill in some minor details. Later today, he was unconditionally released. Garrettson's attorney, Barry Farlow, looks like an F, said that the Tate killer was more likely someone connected with the murder victims themselves. There was a party at the house the night of the killings, he said. From the investigation made by my office, our guess is that whoever did this was involved in a personal way with these people who were killed. Coroner Thomas Noguchi released the results of the autopsies, which determined the cause of death for Sharon and the other 4 victims at her home. Sharon, who was 8 months pregnant, was killed by multiple stab wounds in the chest and back. The autopsy showed that the baby would have been a boy. Sebring died from the stab wounds in the upper part of the body. Abigail Folger, 26, heiress to the Folger coffee fortune, died of stab wounds to the chest, in the chest. I can't pronounce that first name. Frokowski, 87, a Polish film producer, writer, and director, died of stab wounds and a gunshot wound in the back. Stephen Parent, 18, of, looks like it says suburban. I don't really, wait, the article, oh, hold on. I see it. Just El Monte, a friend of Garrettson, was killed by multiple gunshot wounds in the chest and face. Polanski, who returned here last night from London, where he had been working on a film for the last 2 months, was interviewed for several hours last night by 2 homicide detectives at an unknown location. Polanski was accompanied by Walter Wolf, a friend and a lawyer. This is the last. There's only 2 pictures here, and then it's onto the file. This is another picture of the home. Gene, business partner of film director. I wonder if we know. Does anybody know what films? Does he have any well-known films that we would know that her husband produced? And another picture of her. Okay. Now, here we go. How you guys doing so far? This part is only 32 pages. Let me look at something real quick because I can tell you this one is, 'cause I have other parts of this, but this part right here is only 32 pages. And then there is, 124 pages and another part. And I can always save that for, I don't know, I'll probably go live. I don't have anything this weekend, but because I know I have something next weekend, and I think that's also Easter weekend. So, Rosemary's Baby. That's horrible. Like writing and blood on the walls is just disgusting. These people are foul. I got stuff on like Bloods in the Crips. I've got stuff on the Mexican Mafia. I've got some stuff on the original KKK. I've got stuff on some other extremist groups, or like I have a file on Emmett Till, but like even with the the original KKK, I have oh, hold on, let me tell you the other extremist groups I have real quick. But my I was going to tell you, it was like just one second, I'll tell you, because I start to question, like, at what point does it become kind of sketchy to cover those like level of extremist groups, you know? Because that's kind of, I mean, you shouldn't be concerned about something like that, but at the same time, you're like, okay, these people can probably just totally destroy you and hide your body. There was like the Black Panthers. I can't remember who else off the top of my head. I have stuff on Scientology. There's other ones, but you get my point. But I just don't know at what point it becomes like, okay, they're gonna find you and you're gonna be buried in your own backyard. So, but I mean, I think it's important in history, but at the same time, my family safety is extremely important. This is basically just with the da, 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 letting, it's basically just transparency on what's been taken out of the record. And with this specific file, they just removed duplicates. So have to get creative with the language, probably. With, are you talking about with the, as far as like the crimes and stuff? Is that what you mean? Creative with the language? I'm already concerned the government. Look, I'm not worried about the government. I'm more worried about, I don't need the KKK in my front porch. And I don't need no Crips and Bloods pulling up in my driveway. Like, I don't have time for that. No thanks. That's, I'm more concerned about that. Could you imagine? No. Mm-mm. So, okay. This is Polanski has, oh, he's their recipient of accolades. Damn. Debbie's Manson historian here. Now that I think about it, did Charles Manson, the musician, get the inspiration for his name from this Charles Manson? I'm curious because I don't know anything about the present day Charles Manson aside from the legal battles he's had. CIA. I'm not worried about the CIA. But I'll tell you what, though, Alexa listens way too much to my shit that I say. Okay, sorry, I got sidetracked. So, August 19th, 1969. Has Roman ever been allowed back into the States? Okay, this is to the oh god, I'm gonna be screwed this whole thing because I can never pronounce that Wojtek Frykowski. I feel like it's a Monsters Inc. character, and I'm just not doing this guy any justice. Okay, so we have two special agent in charge, Los Angeles and New Orleans, from director FBI, unknown subject, murder Sharon Tate, at all victims. Let's FPC information received by whatever's redacted that two shipments household goods co-signed to Roman Polanski and Wojtek Frykowski on board SS Shirley Likes, which departed Southampton August 10 last, due to arrive New Orleans August 21 or 22 next. Someone needs to teach me how they word this stuff is so weird to me. According, and I don't know what that LAGAT, London press reporters indicate shipment of narcotics is involved in this case. Bureau of Customs, Washington, D.C., has been advise appropriate local authorities. Via teletype, August 18th, 1969. Urgent to director. Murder Sharon Tate et al. Victims. Unknown subject. Murder. Informant reports two shipments. Household goods co-signed to Roman Polanski and Wojtek Frykowski on board SS Shirley Likes. Left Southampton August 10 last to New Orleans August 21 or 22 next. Polanski is husband of Tate. Frykowski is another victim. Because press reports that shipment of narcotics is involved, this case suggests Bureau furnish above info to Bureau Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs for appropriate action, New Orleans, and to Los Angeles for dissemination, local authorities, RUC. Referred upon completion to office origin. All information contained herein is unclassified except where shown otherwise. So many stamps. Airmail. Man, that would take forever. Okay. August 20th, 1969. Special agent in charge, New Orleans. Unknown subject, murder Sharon Tate et al. Victims, foreign police cooperation. Wonder how long that takes for airmail back then. Okay, rebuttal to Los Angeles and New Orleans, 8/1969. Information contained in Retell was disseminated to blank assistant in charge, Narcotics Squad, New Orleans, Police Department, New Orleans, Louisiana. Information copy being furnished to Los Angeles because of their possible investigative interest in this matter. Oh, that's a bad copy. Murder of Sharon Tate, deceased. Stated he personally knew all victims, that it was his belief this is the reason the FBI wanted to talk to him. However, he would cooperate with the FBI or the Los Angeles Police Department in furnishing what information he knew about victims. He advised that the Bureau was not investigating. It looks like it says instant, but that doesn't sound right. Investigating some murders, but that his willingness to cooperate and his present thereabouts would be made available to the Los Angeles Police Department through the Los Angeles FBI office, has never been contacted or interviewed by special agents of the Los Angeles office for any purpose while there. Then I can see the thumbnail on the side. There's nothing else on that paper. Hey, Jojo. Let's see, what is the date on this? This is August 26, 1969. This is from Mexico City. Unknown subject, murder of actress Sharon Tate and others. California, August 8, last. And FPC blank came to his office, or came to this office, August 2, 6 instant, at suggestion of blank, top official of Secret Service, Detective Bureau of Local Metropolitan Police. Blank wanted to offer services to U.S. authorities in caption matter. Claims considerable success in past cases in drawing sketches with aid of witnesses and at times without witnesses. He claims knowledge of psychological factors and physical evidence of crime enable him to reconstruct features of criminal even when no eyewitness is available. He states he and associates in police laboratory have prepared a sketch which they believe will resemble the subject in this case and are willing to make it available to interested authorities. And page 1. Okay. I have Marine and Navy relatives. Those recruiters have to make their numbers. Oh. Huh. Okay, August 29th. The bodies of Sharon Tate, who was married to Hollywood movie producer, and 4 others, were found at the Tate residence following a bizarre killing in which the victims were shot and repeatedly stabbed. Attached advises Los Angeles Police Department has requested Bureau assistance in determining the identity of the person. LAPD feels solution of crime rests on identification of that person. Upon approval, blank will be advised to conduct requested investigation. Confidential. Blank was told only that his offer would be passed on to local agencies in California investigating caption matter. Request Bureau notify Los Angeles so appropriate local agencies may be informed, and that any inquiries should be made directly to blank, telephone blank, no further action by Mexico City office. We're on page 28, and this part only goes to page 32. So we're doing good. This is August 28th. FBI Los Angeles, FBI Washington, D.C. Unknown subjects. Sharon Tate. Police. Okay. August. Tele call. August 13. Last. Let me scroll up a little bit. The above captioned case receives maximum publicity in the LA area. The Los Angeles Police Department has previously requested we enter the case to locate suspects in this case, which request has been refused. LAPD fears publicity if an agency other than FBI handles this lead. Such publicity will adversely affect the successful identification, locating, and arrest of the subject or subjects involved. It is recommended the Bureau approve the covering of this out-of-state lead on an expedite basis. Blank will hold in abeyance the coverage of the lead awaiting Bureau authorization. I can't see what this is. Oh, September 9th, 1969. Memorandum. Chicago to Bureau. Enclosed for Bureau are 5 copies of a LAHM dated and captioned as above. The LHM is classified, quote, top or secret, no foreign dissemination. 2 copies of the LHM are enclosed for Chicago. The first confidential source referred to in LHM is blank. The second confidential source is, well, whatever that is, redacted. He was contacted 8/22/69 by Special Agent blank, redacted, whatever that is, Los Angeles. Files contained no additional pertinent information concerning the subject, inasmuch as the purpose of subject's trip to Los Angeles has been established. No further investigation is being conducted in Los Angeles. This is the Los Angeles Times of August 22nd, 1969, on page 1, carried an article captioned Frokowski on drug trip when he's slain friends report. This article stated funeral services for Frokowski were to be held on August 22nd, 1969 at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. His mother, Tola Frokowski, and brother Jerzy came from Poland for the rites. Cremation was to follow the rites, and his ashes were to be taken back to Poland. The Los Angeles Herald-Examiner of August 29, 1969, carried an article entitled The Tate Case, Friends of Mama Cass Quizzed. The article stated Frykowski's mother and brother departed on August 28, 1969, en route to Poland, and that the ashes of Frykowski were to be flown via a separate Scandinavian Air Service flight to Lodz, Poland on August 29, 1969, where they will be placed at St. Joseph's Cemetery. This document contains neither recommendations nor conclusions of the FBI. It is their property. It is the property of the FBI and is loaned to your agency. It and its contents are not to be distributed outside your agency. And that is the end of this part. Oh, good night, Debbie. If I don't see you beforehand, have a good weekend. So that ends this part. Close that out. I almost, pardon me, I love going live and talking to you guys, but I often think that going over this stuff, I'd be better at putting it together if I did it pre-recorded and then pulled up pictures and had it put on the screen so that way it shows who's being talked about, and then posting that like earlier in the day and then going live later that evening to talk about it, because I feel like when I do these lives with these topics like this case or any of the previous cases, um, I like to keep things at least as much as possible to the case and then keep it strictly to that. When it comes to talking about cases and files like this, I like to keep them on the shorter side. And aside from the beginning, I like to try to keep them on topic as much as possible. But, I can get sidetracked or, I have to pause because a dog or, someone walks into the office or, a variety of reasons. But I don't know. Maybe for some of the part 2, I should try to pre-record it this weekend just to even see how I do. Because I never pre-record ever. So who knows? But I don't know. It's so easy to get on here and read, but at the same time, I don't like to. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of half-assing if I just come on here and read to you guys. It just it just almost doesn't feel right to me. That sounds good. Then you have more interaction. Yeah. I I don't know. I feel like I'm not putting much thought into it, although what you guys don't see when I'm not live, um, I'm constantly doing stuff as far as like researching, you know, future cases and pictures. I try not to get low quality pictures, things like that. So, hey, Bella. So, it's better than the BS we're used to. Well, I'm trying to be consistent in what I'm doing. But I also don't want to half-ass it. And I know that I don't have the same views or, my views have gone way down, and, I mean, even my memberships have gone way down. Everything's gone way down, but, I mean, that's okay. It's to be expected, and I'm fine with that as well, and I'm just staying focused. Um, but and even still, like, I wanna improve and make things as best as I can, and I think that being able to edit something, pre-record something, and then come live and we can talk about it. Or I want to, there's some trials coming up that I want to do. Um, I think we might be, I need to be, I'm going to look into a bigger, better computer soon too. So that can handle trials and lengthy trials and whatnot. So there's some that really interest me. And just like I mentioned with the Jesse James stuff, um, I was able to locate where he some history on him, and I'm gonna like go there myself. So just do something different. So there's that. I don't know if anybody else is going live or not. Is anybody else going live? I haven't looked. Can look. I'm not opposed to. I know I always say this. I shouldn't even say it because then I jinx myself. Because if nobody's going live, I can always come back. I'm home alone for right now, so it's not like I got anything going. Just give me a little bit. Laptop. I don't need anybody buying me a laptop. I get it myself. I've never even had an Amazon list. I don't even have a PayPal or Venmo out there. That's funny. But Georgie, yeah, Georgie, are you gonna go live? Georgie. I'm gonna at least end this one. So if Georgie's gonna go live, then if you guys are ever looking for Georgie's channel, Georgie's channel is listed on my homepage on my YouTube, and if you scroll, you'll find the. I'm looking forward to your stream. Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. And I was talking to someone earlier, and I can be a little bit harsh and blunt sometimes, and rough and tough, but I am a really humble person, and I do truly appreciate everybody that comes in here and subscribes or even becomes a member. Just anybody. You don't have to do anything. Just even saying hello. It truly means a lot to me. It does. So I just want you guys to know I appreciate it. So um I don't know. I don't have any words other than thank you. Thank you so much. So um I do know content. Oh, Georgie, Udasite. So I'm gonna end this one. If Georgie needs to go live, because Georgie's a riot. She's funny. If she doesn't go live, then I might force her hand and make her come over here because she'll have no choice. Something. Either we'll see you on Georgie's channel or we'll see you over here. And I thank you guys so much. We will continue down this rabbit hole and I will figure out my voice changer stuff. We've got a lot of stuff to go through. Got a lot of stuff going on, and hopefully it'll work out. And the night's still young, so we'll see where it takes us. But I appreciate you guys coming to this live, and I will see you shortly, either here or Georgie's or somewhere else on these wonderful YouTube streets. I thank you all for being here, and I will see you again very, very soon. Thanks so much. Good night.